Do you guys want to know exactly what the best bet in sports really is? It may not be exactly what you think, all right? Now in this video, I'm going to break it down and show you guys exactly what the best bet in sports is. But before we get to that, guys, if you do like this video, make sure you give us a thumbs up. Also, make sure you guys subscribe to our channel and hit that bell for notifications. When we do giveaways, you definitely want to be notified first, all right? Also, when these videos first post, you want to be notified first as well, all right? So make sure you guys subscribe to our channel, make sure you hit that bell for notifications, and also in the description, guys, if you're looking for a sports book, make sure you guys visit our link for BetUS. They are a solid sports book that you could use anywhere in the US and overseas, all right? Also in the description is a link to contact us if you are interested in our one-on-one coaching program. That is working one-on-one with me and my team for us to open the books and show you guys exactly what we do on a daily basis to come up with the plays that we come up with, all right? If that is something you guys are interested in, make sure you guys hit the link in the description as well. All right, guys, without further ado, let's jump over to the whiteboard. All right, guys, so let's get down to it. I'm gonna show you guys exactly what the best bet in sports really is. Now, first off, let's go at what I have written down here, all right? First off is gonna be your regular bets. This is the stuff you guys are used to, all right? This is the stuff you guys bet on a daily basis. These are your money line bets, your spread, your over-unders, all right? That's just the basic stuff out there. That's the stuff the sports books want you to bet. That's the stuff they portray out there that they, give you those options to do. Now, here's the thing you need to realize, all right? That no matter how much research you do on these bets, the money line bets, the spread, the over-unders, no matter how much research you do, there is still multiple variables in that bet, all right? Because, for an example, let's take a team on the money line or the spread. For them to win on the money line or the spread, the team has to contribute, all of them. All of them have to play well to either cover the spread or just to win, all right? How many times have you seen it where one player was off? There was one player that was off in a lineup and that made the team end up losing, all right? Or there was two players that couldn't hit shots, or just in any sport, not just basketball like I just used as an example, but in any sport. If one or two players are off, the team can very well lose. They can't, or they will not cover the spread, all right? Now, when it comes to totals for your over-unders, now you're looking at, in a total game, if you're looking for an over, you're looking for both teams to perform, because both teams need to perform in order to score for you to hit that over. Or on the flop side, you're looking at a total for an under. You need both these teams to underperform, because then you need less scoring, all right? So you're relying on a lot of different variables there. There's a lot of things that can go wrong, and there's a lot of things that can mess up a certain bet, all right? Whether it's a money line spread or an over-under. There's just a ton of stuff that comes into play that can affect that. So no matter how much research and stuff you do on paper, you can't account for some of those variables that happen in a real game, all right? When multiple players need to be on the same page to either get that win, or both teams need to perform to get an over, or both teams need to go out and not do as well in order to get you that under, all right? There's a lot of variables when it comes to regular bets, all right? Regular bets, there is a lot of variables, all right? So that's why I'm addressing this first. These are not the best bets to do in sports. Honestly, they're really not. Why? Is because of the variables, guys. Just the variables alone can sway you away from them as much, all right? So in your portfolio of sports betting, when it comes to money line bets, spread, and over-unders, you should kind of have those as a small portion of your portfolio, all right? There shouldn't be, all your plays should never be money line bets or spreads or over-unders. There has to be a mix in there of a portfolio, all right, guys? Just like in stocks, you have portfolios of different type of stuff in your portfolio. You have your stocks and bonds, you have your crypto, if you're into that. You have a lot of stuff, you can balance it out. Same thing with sports betting. You want to balance it out with other things. All right, so when it comes to regular bets, keep them at a minimal. Why? Because the sports books want you to bet that, and also the variables, guys. There's too many variables in a game that you cannot account for on paper, all right? No stats, no research are ever gonna account for those variables of how a player is going to play or how 3 or 4 players are going to play in a game. All right, guys, let's get to the second part of this now. These are the bets that most of your sports betting portfolio should be made out of, all right? And a lot of you watching these videos, it's probably not the case. So you might want to make a switch here and make it towards prop plays, all right? Prop plays being what your portfolio for your sports betting is mainly made about. Now, reasons behind that are that it forces either a player to either play well or bad. It's that simple. It's the player's gonna play good and he's gonna cover your number, he's gonna play bad. Now you have options on that because you have options on total on the over-unders, on whether it's points, whether it's earned runs, whether it's hits, whether it's whatever they do. you have the option for over under on that. All right, now it's just on that player. So if that player plays well and you got the over, then it's gonna hit. If that player plays horrible and you got the under, then you win there. All right, so prop plays limits it. It limits it down. It takes all these variables of all these players on these certain teams, brings it down to just one player. All right, now you could do as much research as you want and see how that exact player is probably going to play against a certain matchup. All right, it limits it down to just that one player. All right, so the variables, guys, the variables that we talked about get slimmed down. That's what we want. We want it to slim the variables down, because then we can actually pinpoint and zoom right in on how a certain player is going to do, rather than how are 5 players going to do on a given night, or how are 10 players going to do, how are 11 players going to do, how is a whole entire team going to do on a certain night. We don't need to worry about that. We just need to worry about how that one player is looking, how that one player is going to play. All right, now here's the thing, sportsbooks, they're forced, when they put these lines out for props, to just go on the averages. They just go on the averages of what that player averages on the season. That's what they're forced to do, because if they put that number too high, people will hammer the under. If they put that number too low, people are going to hammer the over. All right, so they're just forced to throw those averages out there. So they throw the averages out there of how a player does. They do not take into account how that player does against certain matchups. All right, so that provides value for us. That provides value when you go in depth and do more research on how a certain player does against a certain matchup. All right, now if you can exploit certain matchups against a certain player, then you find the max value on that. All right, you're gonna find tremendous amount of value. All right, for an example, let's use NBA as an example. All right, let's say a team is guarding the center position at the worst in the league. All right, let's say Joel Embiid is the player that they're going against. All right, well, the sportsbooks are going to put an average out for his points, or his points and his rebounds, or his points, rebounds, and assists on his average, what his averages are. They don't take into account that he's playing against the worst team that's guarding that position. All right, so we find value there. We can play the over on that. Why? Because we found value on that. That's exactly what we were looking for. We're looking for value. We're looking for something that's going to give us the best shot at winning. All right, and when any bet gives us the best shot at winning, we definitely want to take that. Now, and reverse that role, and let's say, let's go football, for example. Let's take NFL for an example. Let's say Derrick Henry. Let's say Derrick Henry is going against the #1 rushing defense in the league. All right, they're just going to take his average. If he's averaging 120 yards per game rushing, they're going to give you an over/under on 120 yards, or maybe it'll fluctuate between a yard here or there, but they'll give you on his average exactly what it is, basically. So he's going against the best defensive team in rushing. He's probably not going to reach his average, right? So that gives you value there. It gives you value, guys. So you got to realize that prop plays always provide tremendous amount of value, okay? And that's what your sports betting portfolio should be basically made up out of, all right? And if you don't have a sports book that offers prop plays, you need to dip out of there, all right? Because you're losing a lot of money and a lot of value not being able to have these at your disposal, all right? So you need to have prop plays, if not most of your portfolio, all of your portfolio going in prop plays, all right? Because sports books, they leave it out there, guys. They leave it out there for you. Trust me, it has been proven. We have proven it here at Linemaker Sports, all right? Prop plays are where it's at. That is where you're gonna make a lot of money at, all right? You're not gonna make so much money betting regular bets. Why? Because your average Joe out there isn't making a ton of money just betting the regular plays. So you gotta find value. You gotta go in there and you gotta finagle your way in the sports book and find exactly where that value is. Where can you find what bet is gonna give you the best shot at winning, all right? And when it comes down to paper, there's not too many variables when it goes down to just relying on that one player, all right, guys? So make sure you guys relook at how you bet on sports, relook at how you evaluate your money line bets, your totals, your spreads, and compare that to your prop plays. And then do the research, guys, because once you guys are doing the research on your own and you can see what I'm saying about these prop plays, you're gonna realize that that's where most of your bets should come from, because it just comes down to that one player. And it's either that one player is gonna perform or that one player's not. All right, guys, so hopefully you enjoyed that video on what the best bet in sport really is. Now, if you did, make sure you give us a thumbs up. Also, make sure you guys subscribe to our channel and make sure you guys hit that bell for notifications so that way you guys are notified every time we pump out one of these educational videos. Also in the description, don't forget to click the link for BetUS if you guys are interested in a sports book that you could use either here in the US or overseas. It really doesn't matter. You could use BetUS anywhere in the world. All right, guys. Now, If you guys are interested in working with me and my team one-on-one, like I said in the beginning, in the description, the link is in there to contact us, so make sure you guys reach out. So either myself or somebody on my team can reach out to you and help you in the sports betting industry. All right, guys, as always, guys, I'm Frank with Linemaker Sports. I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, I'm out.